Ladies and gentlemen, we witnessed a lot last night at the Undisputed pay-per-view card put on my Balls Life and OTD. I'm going to say this before I continue on with the Briscoe and Nas matchup. The pay-per-view card in itself was great. I loved it. You know what I'm saying? It was good matchups, good bump for sure. Had a lot of good names in there. We had LP, JQ, which was an obliteration to say the least. You know what I'm saying? It was a really quick matchup. Nesco beat Ty Lawson 30-1. Ty Lawson was drinking C4 at halftime and during timeouts. It's time to lace. You know what I'm saying? Hang it up, brother. You had a very solid NBA career. Average about 12 points a game. I want to say 6 assists, 3 rebounds, whatever the case may be, right? 1v1 right now at this age, I think it's time for you to call it quits, brother. Respect. You know what I'm saying? All honesty, 2025, man. Accountability. Everybody will and shall be held accountable, okay? Left hand Dom dominated a kill card. Left hand Dom has been on the tear, bro. Left hand Dom is one of the best, if not the best small guard on the scene between him and Malik, bro. He's been putting on a freaking show, I must say. We had Bruce and Zay, which was it was like a mini slugfest. You know what I'm saying? Really, really high on the physicality side, but Zay pulled away with that one. And then, like I said, the Frank Nitty and Uncle Scoop game for me was number one on my list that I was most excited to see, and it lived up to the hype. For me, that was the main event for me. I already knew the Briscoe and Nas game was going to be a slugfest that was going to be hard to enjoy, and that's not the pay-per-view's fault. I just knew that the city of New York, everybody behind Briscoe, were not going to allow him to lose, however that looked. Okay, Briscoe versus Nas was probably the worst 1v1 we've ever seen to date. Like it was bad. It was bad, 100%. And this is not talking about the pay-per-view card. The card was a good card. The matchup between the guys was disgusting. It was disgusting. The city of New York, you know what I'm saying? This is probably regular for them, but the matchup was just nasty. You know what I mean? And that's not even Nasir's fault. I can't even blame Briscoe. You know what I'm saying? The security just got, you know what I'm saying, let things get to him. That's what it was. So we're going to go ahead and watch some highlights here, and then I'm going to give my honest thoughts again at the end once we watch everything, because it was a very controversial ending in which was unacceptable in my personal opinion. But here is what the game looked like when the court was clear and clean. Nas was getting straight to it. Now I want you guys to pay attention to one thing too. Pay attention to the side of the court. See how empty it is right now? See this ref is at? See how empty it is? Just watch how the court just gradually gets more packed. See the barricades? Those barricades get surpassed. Like what the hell was the security doing? What were they doing? It was crazy. I couldn't believe, like, the baseline was already packed enough. That's an ankle twist way to happen. Shout out to the YouTubers, man. Shout out to the YouTubers, man. Shout out to the YouTubers, man. Just watch how the court keeps getting more and more. It's almost like, you know, when you play Street Kings in 2K, and you're about to shut down the park and the court, and the fans keep getting closer and closer to the court. This is exactly what it felt like. They're playing Street Kings in real life on NBA 2K. That's so tough. So Pete, I think at one point, like right here, it was about 25-13. Okay, this ref, I think that was the ref from Jersey. I forget who, but one of the refs was from Jersey, according to the IG comments that I've seen, and it was a little bit of home cooking. Actually, a bit of home cooking. I think Briscoe might have shot 16 to 17 free throws. 16 to 17 free throws. He missed 3 pivotal free throws, right? Got the game all the way down 28-29. But here is the crazy part, right? I'm gonna jump back. It's gonna make sense soon. You went from saying all this, okay?
It is what it is, right? Like, and that's okay. But yeah, they put Nas, duck Nas, you ducking Nas, like. So that shit really started making me mad, bro. Cause now people really think I'm scared to play this fucking fool ass. It's okay though. This internet shit, you could put all this shit up here. You could put all this shit up here. I don't give a damn now. I already started talking, but yeah, bro.
So the reason why I show that is because he even went on to saying like this dude don't even belong on the same court as me. This guy, Nazir Kaur. It was domination. He was dominating. I was actually shook. I thought the game would be like, okay, you know what I'm saying? When it was a clean basketball game, I thought it'd be more close. But like Nas was just hitting some shit. Not saying not like Briscoe wasn't playing on D. He definitely wasn't letting him shoot the ball. Like he was playing defense. It's just like I always tell people this in the 1v1 space. Okay, I'm gonna go back to full screen here. Accolades, level of basketball played, money made, 5v5 basketball, doesn't matter when we come to the 1v1 space. This is a different sport. This is a sport where people that have never played high school basketball, college basketball, pro basketball can flourish because there is a lot more better 1v1 basketball players out there in the world than there are 5v5 players. It is easier to make it necessarily in the 1v1 basketball space, right? Because you have more of a chance because it's not too much politics, okay? You have guys from pro NBA side watching, tuning in, coming to the side and playing there, and they're witnessing like these guys that you may have that may have been the 10th guy on the college bench or may not have got a college scholarship, never played college basketball in life, never went past JUCO or high school, are really phenomenal at this 1v1 basketball shit. Lamoon, for example, okay, one of the best 1v1 players on the scene. One of the best 1v1 players on the scene. Doesn't have the highest 5v5 accolades, but he is one of the most pound for pound best 1v1 players in the scene. Now, there's always exceptions to the rule. There's great 1v1 guys that are also great in 5v5. You feel me? But they got to start putting more respect on the YouTube space. This is a different sport. JQ, for instance. By the way, JQ, brother, you got game. You belong in a space. It was just a bad matchup. You got caught in a way. Lamar's on a, you know what I'm saying, in a different mode right now. Not your fault. But you know, when he was saying like you lost to a YouTuber in Scoob, technically Scoob is like the professional of the 1v1 space. Play Division 2 basketball like I play Division 2 basketball. You feel what I'm saying? But it's like this space allows him to be one of the best, a pro's pro in this space. And that's why I say you have to respect the 1v1 space for what it is. It's a different sport. You can't say, I play the NBA, I play this and that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta show these guys, because these guys do this specifically. It's way different, brother. What you did in college don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't matter when you come to this space or this side. But also I want to watch this too, man. This is the controversial inning we were talking about. Okay. 29-28, Nazir Kaur is up by 1 point at this point of the 1v1. So let's watch. Turnover. Watch again. So that foot that came in right there in the bottom half was Scar's foot. Barely stepped in because the crowd was so pushed up. He like stepped in on accident, right? And stepped out. Briscoe saying, yo, watch out, watch out. My thing is this. Two things. If Briscoe wanted to recheck, yo, ref, check up. He in the way. All right, bet we're going to, you know what I'm saying, try to clear it out. But Briscoe held on to it, told him to watch out. You know what I'm saying? Ball still in play. Nas is very smart. Nas saw that one hand go off. It went straight for the ball. It's a turnover. There's also a play where Nazir Kaur slipped and they caught and got called for a travel, right? Which I don't think necessarily was a travel. He handed the ball back to the ref and checked up. All Briscoe had to do at this point was say, you know what? Turnover. All right, let me get a stop. Let me get a stop. Because before this possession, after he got the stop prior, he missed the free throw, then got the stop on Nas because Nas missed, I think, a midi, right? So he got the ball back anyway. Like, he was getting stops. But I think Briscoe feared that if Nas got the ball back here, which he should have got the ball back because it was turnover, the game was going to end. Nas had so many opportunities that I don't think he was going to miss this next opportunity. I can almost guarantee he wasn't. So what happened was Briscoe basically said, this is what was told to me, it's my rock. If not, I'm leaving. That's exactly what happened. He literally walked to the side, sat down. Nas unlaced his kicks after a while. And this part right here took about 30 minutes to unfold. Like, they literally was sitting there for 30 minutes talking about, like, all right, what are we doing? What you know what I'm saying? But mind you, all the crowd this time is stormed the court. So, like, they can't even get back to gameplay. So it's giving both guys really a rest, but it's giving Briscoe essentially more of a rest because, like I said, Briscoe almost shot like 17 free throws. So we're going to watch this one more time, okay? What do you guys think was what would be the right thing to do here? For Briscoe, for the BILOTD brand? Because mind you, they have said it on the stream multiple times. There was over $150,000 in cash in bets. That's very important. Why am I saying that? When Briscoe went down heavy, you can almost assume, hey, if you don't start calling the game this way, X, Y, and Z gonna happen. You can almost assume people was in the ref's ear. As a ref, what you gonna do? Like, is this game worth your safety? Because you know what I'm saying, when people bet and they feel like they're getting cheated, or they feel like game going one way, in a venue like this, it can get really wicked. You feel me? So that's why it's so dangerous. That's why if this matchup were to ever happen again, which I 99% sure it won't happen again, it has to be in a neutral venue, right? Go play in fucking Idaho. Play where no one has ties to nothing, where everybody has to fly. I don't think everybody's gonna fly in. They was in New York. People just drove, damn near walked. You dig what I'm saying? So go have it in Idaho, Wyoming. Go have it in Boise. You dig what I'm saying? Like, but you can't have it in New York. This is a recipe for disaster for this game specifically. Everything else was, you know what I'm saying, going good. Like the other matchups were fire. And then we got to this Slugfest, and it literally, the 3 dribbles messed it up because there was no bag. It was all full back dive. Every play. Quarterback hikes under the center, full back dive. That's all it was. It was who could last the longest running 100 miles an hour through another person. That was it. Okay, turnover, by the way. Turnover. Check the ball. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I think Nas and Briscoe had bet $20,000 on the game. $20K on the game. So now the game technically doesn't end. So then it's like, okay, if the game doesn't end, that bet is null and void because it never got to 30. All the bets on the side, how was that distributed? Because it's like, well, Nas was already up. It's considered a forfeit, which would mean Nas technically won. Either way, you slice it. Nas was up when the game ended. So how are we looking at this? One could say Nas won. One could say, well, the game didn't end. But one could say, well, if you quit, usually if you quit, that means you forfeit the game. And it wasn't a draw because it wasn't 29-29. Briscoe had just missed a free throw to make it 29-29. So like, what's the result? There has to be some result here because this can't be like the end conclusion. But it's going to have to be because I don't think this is ever going to check up again. I don't think they're ever going to put this event on again with these guys in this city, right? Now, let me get to my personal opinion and my thoughts on this, okay? I don't want to overyap, okay? I'm going to keep this very short. I'm going to say this. To say someone doesn't belong in the same court as you and be down really bad and like I'm not saying you have to get the crowd involved, but the crowd had to get involved to slow the game down to, you know what I'm saying, help Briscoe out in a way, which they did. It shows a lot. Like, it shows you how good Nasir Core actually is. People have to respect Nasir now, bro. The YouTube side, bro, like I said, man, YouTube's up 1,000 right now, bro. No matter what Isaiah Briscoe says from now, Nas earned his respect. Whether he wants to say it or not, whether he says I don't like Nas, whatever the case may be, Nas earned his respect 100%. He doesn't have to say it. We know it. We know it. You can see it out there. Nas gained everybody's respect that night. From NBA players, from AJ Brown tweeting about it, from Kyrie Irving donating money to just everybody was tuned into that game. Jalen Brunson was tuned to that game. You know what I'm saying? So like everybody was tuned into that game. Nasir Core showed it don't matter where you played at, accolades, undrafted, draft, it don't matter. This 1v1 shit, you could be anybody and be a person in this space. And Nasir Core proved that there isn't a huge gap between NBA talent and YouTube basketball in the 1v1 space solely. We're not sitting here saying Nasir Core is a better basketball player. That's a whole other discussion to have. But 1v1, he the best right now. And the same thing that got Isaiah Briscoe back into the game, the crowd storming, right, was the same way he lost because the crowd was on the floor and he was like, yo, back up. And then Nasir hit the ball and turned the ball over. So the same way he got back into the game was the same way he dang near forfeited and said, I'm not playing unless I get the ball back because the crowd was on the court too much. You know what I'm saying? You can't, you know what I'm saying, bake your cake and have it too. Or if that's whatever they're saying. You basically, you can't just like Yeah, I think it's have your cake and eat it too in this space. If I said it wrong, correct me in the comments. But that's what I saw from one event. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. But I'm trying to find a video of how the court looked. Because I saw it yesterday on the stories. So let me go on OTD's story real quick. I don't think you can see it. There's a different angle. There's a different angle. Give me one sec. Let me see if I can find it. What's this? Matt Thomas. Let's see. Hold on. Matt might have a good angle of it.
That came out and was able to play in front of hundreds and hundreds of people. From Nesco to Zay, coming back and winning the game big, 31-21 in front of his whole family. Scoob figuring out how to get this win after being down and being physically fought, fighting against the refs and everything. Just like that, Street Stars is still on top.
I'm just watching this to see if they have a picture
people
of the crowd.
don't know is this next game. LP versus JQ was a banger. What most people don't know is that JQ actually dislocated his finger getting it caught in LP's jersey.
Oh, wow.
He never said anything and still decided to shoot 35-footers. And one thing about that is like, man, it's so good seeing him back outside. It's great for the city. It's great for the culture of basketball. And we need that. The intensity was crazy. And as you can see, everybody was supporting everybody. Honestly, I enjoyed it. Celebrity Row was crazy. Everybody came out in their best fits and they were styling. But one thing I will say is I have never seen a Jalen Brunson cardigan. I mean, he did what he had to do, right? But let's get to this main event.
So see what I'm saying? See how the court's starting to get closer? So now you can see it here.
Nas versus Briscoe. I would say this is the only game of the night that we really didn't like how it ended and how it finished.
Oh, it was terrible. The game was terrible. The commentators were pissed off. That's how bad it was.
But honestly, the blueprint is the blueprint. Hope you guys stay tuned for the content.
Yeah, man, said he didn't show too much. But yesterday the stories were popping so you can see it. But yeah, all that to say this, man. My final points is you have to respect Nasir Core. You have to respect YouTube basketball now. And the Isaiah Briscoe Nasir Core 1v1 was probably the worst 1v1 we've ever seen. Because it didn't finish. And it was just nasty basketball. Security guards, get it together. You can't even necessarily blame OTD and all them for that. And I wanted to also address this too, man. As a matter of fact, while we're here. As a matter of fact, I seen this too. Okay, real quick. Here we go. Where you at? No! Oh! Basically, it's gonna be public information. Like you're gonna see it. Jeremy from TNC basically was talking about how the security, like it's not hard to run. I guess, like basically saying like, it's not easy to run an event, huh? It's, you know what I'm saying, this and that for like because of the security. Basically, kind of like low key in a way, shitting on the event, and I was just like, bruh, can't say that. Like the event was the event. I don't know. I just think that Jeremy was at a line for even saying that. Feel me? But anyways. Yeah. But once that vid comes out, we'll react to it. But that's my thoughts on the video. I'm yapping too much again. I always get carried away. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Hopefully, I got everything out that I could, and it was clear and concise. Shout out to Nasir Core, and shout out to Uncle School, bro. He might be my new favorite 1v1 player in this space, man. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. We got to stay. Peace.